Hey guys, welcome back. So it's time to shop my stash. So I'm just going to talk about the products I used the last fortnight and tell you if I've used them or not. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on them. So first of all, there is this Primark PS Primer Water, and it should be clear, but I thought I would put a highlighter in it, just a bit of highlight, just to give me a glowy setting spray. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I have used quite a bit of it, so I just want to get this out of the collection. So I've only got this one and the NYX Dewy setting spray, and then I'm going to have to buy another one. Part of the no buy is obviously that when I run out of things that I really need, I will purchase them. So that's that. For primers, I was using this Essence Fresh and Fit Awake Primer, Healthy Glow, and I used this for 2 weeks straight, and oh my gosh, I forgot how much I loved it. So yeah, that's going back in the collection just because I don't want to run out. My local Wilkinsons that actually sell Essence products don't sell this. They don't even sell the Fresh and Fit Awake foundation, which I think they would pair really well together. So that's a little bit, you know, of a nuisance, but I don't need any foundations anyway. If I come across it, I might try it. Then I was trying this Bourjois matte foundation, and I thought this was too dark for me, which it was. It's in the lightest shade, Ivory Rose, but when I paired it with the CoverGirl True Blend, which, what shades are this? I2 Classic Ivory, it was just a really nice combination. So yeah, they will be going back in the collection. Now, I pulled some samples last month, and one of them was the Cordially Vine Serum, and this is really good. I love it. It's one of those serums that's quite soothing. So I'm going to finish this up. This will stay in. Also, this is going to stay in as well. It's the Pixie by Petra Lower Lash Mascara. It's part of the Project Pan. Also part of the Project Pan is this. I know it looks completely gross. It's like a brow tamer, so that needs to be used up. Part of the Project Pan is this Ciate Wonder Wand. So I'm not going to speak too much about the Project Pan items. Right, this one is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Finishing Powder. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you will know I had a really hard time with this. When I used, let's get the foundation that I used. Oh, not that one. When I used this foundation, which I absolutely love, it's like the Estee Lauder Double Wear basically, but it's Primark's own version, which was like £5. It's full coverage, and I didn't think at the time, but I used this. Let's just zoom you in. Yeah, I used this setting powder and it felt so cakey. Now, I don't suffer with dry skin whatsoever, but it felt like I had, I don't know, the only way to describe it was cement on my face. Really did not like this at all. But I have since used it with other foundations, and no, it's not the best setting powder, but it is probably one of the most expensive ones in my collection. NYX is classed as drugstore. In the UK, at least, I don't think it's drugstore. I think it's on the verge of being a higher end product, but not quite there. So I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm just going to use it up, and then obviously I'll get it out of my collection and won't purchase it again. I didn't really use this too much, this Milani Illuminating Face Powder, just because I was using my Hourglass ones and they're part of the Project Pan, and I want them out of the collection. I want to take the Hourglass ones out of the collection so I can pull my Makeup Revolution ones in. So I don't know whether to keep this in. Right, so let's try this again. So I was talking about this Milani Illuminating Face Powder before we got cut off. The battery went. I say this every single time I film because the battery always goes, but I really do need to get a new battery for this camera that I've got. I've got two for my other camera, but I don't really use that anymore at all. I just use my Olympus EPL8. So this is a really pretty illuminating powder. It's like full of like roses inside, but I'm not going to keep it in. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but because I've got the Hourglass one and I'm panning it, I'm going to focus on that for the next fortnight and hopefully make some really good progress. Then I've got this MUA Skin Define Hydro Powder with vitamin E and jojoba. Now I had to pull this like from under my eye area, just because this NYX one was just really drying and it looked awful. So I pulled that as an extra setting powder, but obviously I didn't let you know about it when I shot my stash a fortnight ago, just because I didn't know I'd need it. But it's going back and I'm going to pull another powder, a different one. Then I have this Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. I really like this. I've had to take the stopper out though, just because I'm running like, because it's nearly come to an end now, so I've taken the stopper out. I'm going to keep this in and concentrate on panning it rather than pulling a new concealer out, so I'll keep that in. I also pulled this out, if you remember last time. It's the LMS Pro Collagen Marine Cream, and it's an anti-aging, anti-wrinkle kind of cream, and yeah, I've really been enjoying it. The moisturising, so basically what you do first is put the serum on and then put that on over the top. But what I have noticed, I don't know if it's those two creams that are doing it or whether it's different products I've been using. I have broken out quite a lot down one side of my face, so I'm going to use them up and then see how I get on. This one I didn't use at all. I'm going to leave this until I've used the other creams. I've used it once or twice. I think I told you that in the previous Shot My Stash. It's the L'Oreal Extraordinary Facial Oil. It will go into this little thing. Basically I put quite a lot of products in here and that's where they all live. So that's that, and then basically in this section we've got the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. I will be sad when this is out of my collection, but also happy that I've managed to use it up, just because it is an expensive product. So we've got this one that I hit pan on like quite a while back. That's Dim Light. Really like it. I like all these powders. Incandescent Light here is like the highlighter. It's a subtle highlighter, really pretty. And then Radiant Light is like a bronzer, a bronze topper I would say. So I've hit pan on all the shades in that. I want to keep it in and obviously see what damage I can do. So now we're going to get liners. So first of all there is this one, and this one is part of my project pan. It's just like the highbrow, it's just like that. So it's just this little bit that I'll be using up and then it will go out of the collection, just because the black liner side is so old. It's a really old liner. It's by 17. The pink side is a really good brow product, but the black I wouldn't even put on my eyes just because it's so old. This liner by Essence I really love. It's the Silky Nude eyeliner, and I've done swatches of this before, but it's just a really nice creamy eyeliner. So that will stay in because that's part of the project pan. This is another Essence Extreme Lasting eye pencil. It lasts for 16 hours, or so they claim, and this one is in the shade 02 but First Espresso. I have wore it a few times, and it's just a really nice dark brown. Then I have another Essence liner. This is one of the new ones to my collection, and what I've noticed is I went into Superdrug and I saw that NYX did them for like double the price. I think this is about £1.50. I don't wear it too much though because it is quite a bright one, and it just makes my eyes look really red as well. So that's what the red one looks like. Does it have a name? I can't see the name on it. It's just a red electric liner. They've got a blue one, and the blue one looks really, really nice. It's like a turquoise. And then I've got this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion. This is part of my project pan. It really needs... Oops, I just dropped something on the floor. It really needs to be used, and soon. And then the last thing in this little container that I keep in the bathroom is this Colourpop lip liner, and it's in the shade Aquarius, and I'm really focusing on panning it. I really, really like it, but it is drying out a little bit now, so it really does need to come out of the collection. So that's everything in that little container. As I said earlier, that foundations, I did use this one. I probably used it about 3 times in total. Didn't use it much, but yeah, I did use it. I didn't use it much because I didn't have the right powders that would set. So, you know, I decided to just use some lighter foundations. I used this about once or twice, and it's the Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done foundation. And I do want to focus on using it. I want to use this more this time. I mean, it's basically down there, and then it will be completely out of the collection. So I used that. I'm gonna leave that one in, and then this one I used as well, the Essence Stay All Day 16-hour foundation in the shade Soft Nude. And again, this one is far too dark for me, so I had to use the CoverGirl True Blend. Then there's a whole bunch of lipsticks. I'm not going to talk too much about the lipsticks though, just because I want to do another lip edit. So I'll just crack on like with the things that I used other than the lipsticks. So yeah, you'll be getting another video on them soon. Oops, sorry, camera shake. Just move this back a bit. So I need to get into the drawer now, and the camera's not, it won't get into the drawer, so I'll just have to show you the items. So I pulled this one out. It's the Model's Own Rock and Rosy Shimmer Baked Blusher. I didn't use this at all, so this will be staying in for another rotation. It's just a really nice blush. Then we have this PS Brunch Club Highlight. Didn't use this either. This is so pretty. Let me see if I can do you a swatch. So that's what that looks like. Can you? Yeah. Oh, look at it. It's just stunning. So I'm going to keep that in. I might not pull any highlighters then. This one is also like a blush topper. It's in Peachin, and this one is supposed to be a highlighter for darker skin, but for me it obviously is a blush topper. Right, that's that one. So I'm going to keep that in. What else do we have in here? We've got the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten foundation in Porcelain. That's what it looks like. It's really pale. I don't use it as a foundation. I use it as a powder. I'm going to keep that in. In fact, I'll keep that in and just pull one powder. I'll pull one powder just to be on the safe side, just in case that one doesn't work. Then I've got this Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel, and this is part of my project pan. I didn't use that at all. That stays in here all the time just because it is part of my project pan. I need to talk to you about this. This I did pull. I used for 2 weeks, or was it a week? It might have been a week, but I used it and I hit pan on it. I didn't even think I was close to hitting pan, but obviously it's not a deep bronzer. Like, I hit side pan more than anything, if you can see that there. So there's some side pan hit, but I love it, guys. I absolutely love this, and I want to keep it in again for another rotation, but I have got other bronzers that I need to be trying. So unfortunately this one's going to go back. It just smells of chocolate. It really does remind me of the Too Faced chocolate bars, and you know, because it feels like it's cocoa infused. So yeah, that one can go back. I use this once or twice just because I am panning it, and it's the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Foundation in the shade 220. So as you can see, there is not much to go in that, so I'll keep that in and use it as and when. Oh, now it's about getting the top on. Right, just leave that like that. I did pull this PS Strobing highlighter cream, but because I had the Essence one in, I didn't use it. So I'm not going to pull like a glowy primer. I'm just going to use this with foundation and see how I like that. I did pull this highlighter as well. I didn't use this either. It's really, really gorgeous. It's like a creamy... let's see if I can do you a swatch. I have used it recently, but not like in this Shop My Stash. And I don't really use cream highlighters, but this one is so, so nice. Can you see it? It's just here. Don't know if that's going to pick up, but yeah, I want to keep that in for another week. And I also pulled this cream blush. I've not used this either. It's absolutely stunning. I'm just going to see if I can do a quick swatch of that. It's like a rosy pink, but it's got gold reflex in it. So yeah, that's really, really pretty. And then I pulled this NYX Dewy Finishing Setting Spray, which I didn't think I would use, but I have just finished my Avon setting spray, so I'm going to be using this, and it's going to get to the point where I'm going to have to buy some more. I have got this as well. I pulled this one and I've not used it yet. It's the Mario Badescu facial spray. So yeah, if you use that, just let me know your thoughts on it. What else? I'm going to have to move this back a little bit. Right, so then we have some miscellaneous products. So we've got this Tarte Lip Surgeons in the shade Ravishing. Now, I don't really use it unless I've got really dry lips, so I haven't used that. Also, there's this Ico Eyes Do Liquid Eyeliner, which I haven't used either. I'm not even sure. I think I might be decluttering that. I don't know whether I'm going to keep it. Then I've got this Rimmel Wake Me Up Anti-Aging Effect Radiant Glow concealer. Yeah, I think it's in the shade Ivory, because that's the shade that I normally get. Yeah, 010 Ivory. So yeah, I didn't use that because I was using the Makeup Revolution one. There's also a Too Faced Shadow Insurance, which I've not used. I might actually... Oh, is that the glitter one? Yeah, I've got a normal one. I might actually pull that one out. Also, I've used this a whole bunch these last 2 weeks. Great, now my light's gone. Right, so we were talking about this California blush by Benefit before the light went out. Just seems everything and anything is going wrong today. First it was the battery, and I still don't know if it's at 100%. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get through all of this. I don't want to talk too much about the products, but it does look like that. It's such a beautiful blush and I absolutely adore that, but that's going to be going back in the collection. What else do we have? We've got a bunch of eyeshadows here that I just haven't used. I might have used a few of the Colourpop ones. We've got this Dose of Colours in Teal Me More. I haven't used that. This is so pretty, guys. I don't know if you've seen these or have got them in your makeup collection. It's really blurry, but that's what it looks like. And I've not used that in such a long time. So that's going to stay in. I'm going to try and use some of these single eyeshadows. We've got a gold pigment. I don't know how I feel about this one. I need to zoom out a bit because it's looking a little bit blurry. I don't know how I feel about that. So I want to keep that in just to test it. And then I've got this Revolution Mountains of Gold. I've got a L'Oreal Infallible in the shade All Night Blue, what I need to test just to see if I like it. Then I've got this Steeler smudge pot. I've not used it this round. It's in the shade Kitten. It just lives here because I absolutely love it as an inner corner highlight. Then I've got this Steeler metallic laurel. That's not been used either, so that's in here to obviously get used and see how I feel. Then I have the shade Weenie. I think I did use this. Yeah, I did use this one just one time this month. I'll put it back because I have used it. What shade is this? Lala. I think I used this as well. I think I used them both together just because I think it's this one that's drying up. So yeah, I'll pop that back as well. Essence Melted Chrome is going back. I've used this a whole bunch of times. I absolutely love these, and this is in the shades 02 Ironic, and the formula of them actually feels like the Colourpop ones. I'm gonna do you a swatch. I don't think I swatched it last time, and I don't know where to do this swatch. Can you see how shiny that is there? That is, they're really, really beautiful. The only thing is there's not a lot of shades available. There's 4 shades. There's that shade, and then there's a really nice copper, like orange shade, which I've got as well. And I did use that once. But then there's like a blue and a silver, and I don't really care for them in my collection, so I didn't get them. This is the Australis Metallics eyeshadow in JZ, not used, so I'll leave that in. And also it's Guns and Rose Petals, again not used. I didn't use that one either. It's all the single eyeshadows I've not used. This one needs to be tested. Let me see if I can like dim the light a bit. It might be better. Yeah, that's slightly better, I think. I've just dimmed it so it's on the first. So that's what that one looks like. It's a really nice, I'd say it's a plum shade, and you can use it wet or dry, so I want that staining. Did I show you these? Oh, Game Face. So Game Face is exactly like the Essence Chrome eyeshadow. So yeah, want to keep that in. And then I have got this Oon, and it's kind of like a highlighter shade, so like an inner corner highlight, so I'm keeping that in. I did use it though, so I'll just keep those ones in and the other ones can go back. Another eyeliner I've been really liking using, it's really nice for like spring and summer, is this long lasting eye pencil in the shade Go Green. So obviously it's just a really nice lime green. That's what it looks like there. Really pretty. So that's that, and then I've got these. I didn't really use these that much. Okay, so it's focused now. So this one is the Lottie Eye Foil in the shade, what shade's this? Savage, and I do really like it. I just didn't use it. So I mean, I don't want to start doing swatches because it's just going to be too long, the video, because we need to actually shop the stash as well. So I've got this Deck of Scarlet gold eyeliner in the shade Sparkler. Didn't use that either. This is just what I use when my lips are really dry. This Palmer's Coconut Oil. It is so nice. That's the only one that doesn't stop them from drying up. I know lip balms are supposed to help, but with me, certain lip balms just dry my lips out even more. So I put this Solstice Moon Dust in, and I didn't use it, which, you know, I'm quite surprised at. There's this Body Shop brow product, and it's part of my project pan. I'll just give you a sneak preview. I'm really getting through it, guys. Just look at that. So yeah, really focused on using that up. Then we have this Catrice Light Up the Stars palette, and it comes with, like, I've shown this before as well, comes with 3 different highlights, and I use this for a week straight. It is so pretty, especially this one, Come Here for the Glow. So I mixed that one with this one, which is Stars Come Up. It's going back in the collection just because I did get a lot of use out of it, and I know that I like it, and it's not being decluttered. What else do we have? This was in my chopping block items, and it is the Live Love Makeup Obsession London HD Contour Expert Kit, and it comes with 6 contouring shades. So basically, I used this shade here to chisel out the contour just underneath where I contoured. I didn't really use the highlight a lot, maybe once or twice. It's nice, and the contour shades that I used were this one and this one. These two are just too dark. I mean, I think this one here would be a good one for when I self-tan. So that's going back into the makeup collection, and I am keeping that. I didn't know whether I would be. Right, so this one, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, to be honest. I know that I want to do a video before I declutter it on all the chocolate bars from Makeup Revolution. This one is in the shade Naked Chocolate, and it's probably my oldest palette. I got this a long time ago. The only shade that I really liked, and I did a look with it, is this shade here. I don't mind the highlighter, and I like the base, and I really like the mattes here, but the rest of the shimmers in it aren't that good. I think I don't think it's a formula. I don't think it was like this when I bought it, but I think over time the formula's getting like quite crumbly, so I'm going to keep it for now just so I can do that video. I'm hoping to do a best to worst of Makeup Revolution palettes, like these chocolate bar type ones, just giving my opinions on what I like, what I don't like. Then there's this one, the Revolution and Imagination one, and as you know, this is in my project pan. I didn't get any use out of this, so I think I'm going to keep it in. I'm not going to pull any contours just because I can use these 2 shades as contour shades, and I want to try and use the rest of this powder here because they're all project pans, and then I can I might use that powder as well, so I might not even pull a powder, but yeah, that's that, so that's staying in. Then I have this, and this is the I Heart Revolution Rose Gold Glow, and this is a dupe, or should I say the Pixie is a dupe for this because I think this came out first. I've had this ages in my collection. I don't know how long Delicate Dew's been out. It could have been out a long time, but I took this into Marks and Spencer's where they sell Pixie products, and I swatched them against each other, and no word of a lie, guys, they are complete dupes of one another. I do still want the Pixie one, just so I can do a video on it, but yeah, this is just so pretty. I used this for a week just by itself. Didn't pull any highlighters other than this, so I used this one for a week and the Catrice one for a week, and I enjoyed using this, I think, a little bit more than I enjoyed using the Catrice, even though I love the Catrice one as well. It's just so pretty, and the highlighters are like silky smooth. Let me just get a wipe and I will show you these highlighters, how soft and buttery they are. So we'll do this one first, like the golden tone, and then we'll go into the pinky tone. Right, so that's what they look like. I mean, look at that glow, guys. But it's going back. I mean, I'd love to keep it in for another rotation, but in here you've got highlighters as well that haven't had much love. These 3 highlighters down the bottom. So I don't know if I'm going to pull any other highlighters. Then there's this Royal Affair palette. I haven't used it at all. So this is the only palette I think I'm going to be pulling. I want to pull some singles as well. I do want to pull my Charlotte Tilbury quads. I've not used them in such a long time, so I want to pull both of them, and I'll use this one as well. Right, then we have the Tokyo Metropolis palette. I have done a video using this, and I was quite surprised with it, to be honest. I absolutely love every shade in this palette. I mean, some of these shades are harder to work with than others. The only shade I really didn't like was this one. It's not the same as all the other like shimmer metallics in the palette. You think you're gonna get basically the same kind of look, but you just don't. What I did is I did a look with this on camera, so I used this shade here, then I think I went in with that shade, then I used this shade, which is really, really nice. The match, I cannot complain about the matte shades at all, and then I used this shade all over the lid, and I really, really didn't like it. So then because I didn't like it, I tried putting this in the centre, which looked nice, but I actually preferred that all over the lid, so I just put it all over the lid, and you couldn't really, it didn't look a mess. It actually looked better than when I put that all over the lid. So I am going to continue to use this palette, but I just won't use that shade. But that is going into my eye palette drawer, as I've used it. This palette here I didn't use, I don't think. No, I didn't use any of those shades, but what I did is I got this out of my Z palette, and I want to start using it for this rotation, so I just need to remember to use that. Then there's these as well, and this is a blusher and basically a face palette, and it's picked by Pixie and Dolce Candy, and they're like blush toppers. So these are like blush toppers, highlighters, these are like bronze toppers, which will be too dark for me, but they'll work really well as eyeshadows. So I'm going to keep that in because I haven't used it. What else do we have? Then we've just got all my project pan items. I'm not going to go into that just because it's going to be too long. I'll show you what I'm decluttering though. I did think that I would be decluttering this Taurus complete eye wheel, and I did get a couple of looks from it that I liked. It just looks like that, but I think my mum would love it, you know. It's her star sign as well. Love this gold here, love that burnt orange. This is just a primer. I did use that shade as well. I didn't really like that as much, but yeah, I think she'd really like it, so that will be being passed on to her. Then I have this Tanya Bear matte lip, and I've always said I don't know how I feel about that, but I did try it on, and it's just really, I don't know, it looks like fluorescent pink, and I just don't like the look. I don't suit that kind of lip, so I'm going to declutter that. Then I have this PS Metal Matte, and this is in the shade, what shade is it? Queen. I'm going to declutter this as well, just because it just feels like too thick on the lips, and I did think about maybe trying it for an eyeshadow, but I don't really feel comfortable putting that on my lips. And then I have this New Look lipstick. This is the last thing I'm decluttering, and this is in the shade Deep Pink, which looks really nice. It's like a excuse me, it's like a mauvey pink, but I don't know whether it's just gone out of date, because I put it on my lips and it it had a horrible taste to it. So that's everything, I think. Oh, there's this as well. I didn't use this either, but I didn't think I was going to use it. It's just my Marley Perfect Prep Poreless Primer, because I'm already using a primer. I decided not to use that. So all those items will be going away, and it's time to shop my stash now. Right, so it's time to shop our stash, well, my stash. So primers, let's try a different one. I've not, it's fallen on the floor, so I guess we'll try in this one. Actually, I said I wasn't going to pull a primer because I had that Primark one in to give the glowy primer base, so I'm not going to do that. Foundations, I will pull a couple because I'm not too sure whether I like this anymore, and it's the Revlon 24 Hours Colour Stay, and it is quite dark, so it might be too dark for me. It's 220 Natural Beige, so I'll pull that. And then I want to pull this BB cream mainly for work, because it's light, and it's just in the shade Very Light, so I'll pull them too. And I've already got some foundations in where I keep all my foundations. Then powders, so I've used this Banana Dreams one recently. I know I've got that Laura Geller one in, but I do want to pull a different one. I don't have any other loose powders because I've used them all now. I think I'm going to use, they're not in the right order, I think I'm going to use this Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. So we'll take that. Out of here, bronzers, I don't know what to use. I know I've got that contour kit. Just what I'll do is I'll pull this Essence Luminous Matte one, because I'm not too sure whether I'm going to be decluttering it because the packaging is broken. So I'll pull that, put the contour powders back. I'm not going to pull anything from here. Oh, I said I wasn't going to pull another palette, but I really, really want to try this. I've got a feeling that I'll be decluttering it. So that's what it looks like. I've said this so many times, I really like the mattes, but I'm not too keen on the shimmers. So I am going to pull that. Is there anything else? I wouldn't mind trying that. But I've got the Pixie one, and the Pixie one is very similar, so I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to pull anything else out of there. I do know what I want to pull. I know I said I wasn't going to pull any highlighters, but I really, really want to try that just to see if I can declutter it or keep it. So I'll keep that. And I also want to try this, and it's the same there, because these are chopping block items. I just don't know if I'm going to keep them or declutter them. Oh, drop something else. We're getting off to a great start. These lipsticks here, these need to be pulled very, very soon. I'll leave all that in there. I'm not going to pull them. I don't know whether to pull some lip glosses. These two are my favourites, like the completely kiss proof. Just don't know whether to pull any. This one is really, really nice. This Elizabeth Arden Sunset Bronze in Midnight Kiss. And also this holographic one. I might pull them too, just as lipstick toppers. So we'll put them in there. I'm just wondering how many to pull. How many did I pull last time? 2, 4, 6, 8. I pulled 14 last time. and I use them all. So let's go into the lipstick drawers. So basically we work in here first. So I've got some Charlotte Tilbury's, so Miranda May, that can be pulled, and Velvet Underground. So I'll pull both them, and then I'll pull the YSL. This is more like of a lip balm. It's in the shade, I think, 5. So I'll pull that, pull YSL, and that's in the shade 06. So we've got 4 there. Then we'll do the Chanel's. I've recently wore these, but I will do them and then I can like rotate them properly. So we've got that one in the shade 104 Passion, so that's the red one. And then we've got this one, which is in the shade Adrian, which is the more nude one. Then I have this Ciate one. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping this one in the collection. It is in the shade Truffle. Then I have this Elizabeth Arden one. It's the same for this. It's more of a plum shade. I don't know if I want to keep it in the collection. There's 8 there. Then I have this Christian Dior one. This one is in the shade 420 Underground. Then I have another Dior one, which is in the shade, what shade's this? 881 Fashion, I think it's Fashion Addict or something like that. Then I have another Christian Dior one, which is in the shade 513 Amber Lumiere. Then I have another Dior one, which is in the shade Rouge Blossom. I really like that one. So how many have we got here? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that'll be enough, and then next time I'll pull the rest, these ones here, and then we can move on to these ones here. So that's enough for lipsticks. So these are all the lipsticks I've used. I think I used these in March, so these are the ones that are going to join them once I've done the lipstick edit. But yeah, they're all the lipsticks that I've pulled. Right, so I don't think I'm going to need any highlighters, but maybe pull some blushes or maybe a blush palette. I think I'm going to pull this because I had a look at the texture of it the other day and it didn't feel right. So it is a contour palette, so I will pull that one. And maybe I'll try this because I'm not too sure about this either. It's a Bourjois Jasper Rose. So yeah, those should be good really. I mean, I did want to pull this. I've not used it in such a long time, guys. I might pull it anyway, and if I don't use it this round, leave it in for another round. But I have got a lot of highlights, so yeah, we'll pull that, and then that's that. I don't want any more palettes because I've pulled quite a few. Oh, actually, I do. I want the Charlotte Tilbury quads, which are in here. Yeah, I've just put everything in here just so I can get to them. Or are they in here? Doesn't look like they are. Oh no, they're in this one, sorry. So this one has been put in order of rotation. So the 2 Charlotte Tilbury quads were always something that I wanted to use. So this one is in the Dolce Vita, and then the other one is in the Vintage Vamp, and these are stunning, guys. I've just not used either one of them in such a long time, so I definitely want to get more use out of them in this rotation. so stunning. I love that gold in particular and that highlighter shade. And I'm not too sure which one I like the best. And then, oh, this one's pretty as well. So look at that. But yeah, they're the two quads that I'm going to pull. I'm not pulling anything else just because I have got a lot of makeup. But yeah, these are all like my palettes. I've got all my like chocolate bars here that I want to do a review on. Up to like this point, these are like all drugstore, and then in here I've got drugstore as well, but it's mainly higher end. I just didn't know where to put them, so I just put them in a little like acrylic tray there, which I really like this setup with those two acrylic trays. But yeah, this is what I've pulled so far. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it all away and I'll show you what it looks like. Right, so that's how the odds and like sods kind of things looking, where I keep a lot of my products just so that they're easily in reach. So I've got like my face products here, my bronzer, my mascaras, powders, like foundations. That little thing that I want to test out is there as well, just so it's in reach and I remember to use it. Got my hourglass there because I do want to use that more, like I said earlier. There's just some brushes at the back that I use, and then that extraordinary oil. And then in the drawers, a lot of the products have stayed the same just because I didn't use a lot of them. I did obviously pull this in just because I haven't used it for such a long time and I want to just get my thoughts on that. Most of these products have stayed the same. I forgot to show you that earlier. I haven't used this yet, so I do want to use that in this rotation. I don't know when because I'm working a lot of hours this week. Well, next week should I say. I've got this Lottie Shimmer Squad, which I really want to try. The highlighters in here, the lighter shades anyway, look amazing. I remember I used to really love it, so I just want to gather my thoughts on that again. I do still want to use these products here. And then obviously we've got the Revaholics cheeks, which I want to use. The highlighters in that look amazing, plus the peach blushers, I like the look of them. Then there's the full exposure palette. So these palettes, I'll probably use that one week and the other one the following week. I think I'm going to start with the BH Cosmetics one just because it's been in here for so long. I'm going to try and get some use out of these like shimmery eyeshadows because I really do like them, especially this one. And also Solstice, it's a oldie but a goodie, I would say. And also like my Project Pan items, these are all Project Pan items. I haven't gone into it because I'll be doing an update. And to be honest, a bit of a spoiler alert, I haven't done that much progress with it. In fact, I haven't really used them a lot the last 2 weeks, so I need to try and use them a little bit more these next 2 weeks. And also, I've pulled these, so it's probably going to be a case of me not... I mean, I can use these like for a couple of days each, and then they can be forgotten about. But the palettes, they really need to be focused on, especially this one, because I'm at the stage now where I just want to see if it works for me. If I don't absolutely love it, I'm going to give it away. It was a very expensive palette at the time, so I do want to give it to one of my nieces if they want it. But I'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, this is everything. I'm also looking forward to using the Pixie palette that I showed you earlier. That looks really nice. But yeah, that's everything. This is the whole drawer. There's a ton of products in here. I'm not going to get through all of them. I always pull more than I should. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.